Press 1 for solo game. Press 2 for two-player game.
Nobody plays this with me anymore. I don't know why they wouldn't want to play with you. You seem delightful to me. Yeah, I could tell you why. It would just take too long. The other day I bought a CD called ABBA Mania, and it's like a covers album with all these ABBA songs done by noughties artists like Madness and S Club 7, and in theory, doesn't it say it sounds great? However, it was the worst album I've ever heard in my entire life, and I'd listened to this album, put it on my CD player whilst I was doing an at-home blood test. I had to prick my finger and then get all this blood out my finger into like a little tube, so I had to hold my hand like in this really uncomfortable position like that and try and get all this blood out. And whilst I was doing this, the music was playing, and I couldn't get any blood out. Like, nothing was coming out. I was listening to this awful album. I was in this uncomfortable position. I thought, oh, I'm just getting angrier and angrier. Anyway, that's when you called, and I gave up on the blood test, and I gave up on the album. Well, funny you should say that, actually, because I think I've been getting signs from God all day. We were talking today in lesson about the problem of evil in Islam, and I was saying it's all God's fault and God is the reason for all of this bad, and he's not a good guy. And then a drop of rain in the whole of Manchester, one single droplet dropped on my head, and I thought, I've never had a sign from God, but that seems like one to me, right? And it was the first time I've ever considered being like God-fearing, you know. I've never feared God before. And then it started, it's little droplets, and then, right, I was gonna miss one of my lectures, and then a fire alarm went off, yeah. So I thought, well, I've got to go, because God's now pointing me in the right direction. And I think I'm starting to believe in God now. Well, funny you should say that, actually, because I feel like I'm rotting my brain with 9/11 content, because I think about it so much and it's one of my massive interests. But then every time I leave the house now, in a busy environment, I always think there's going to be a terrorist attack, and I keep getting wound up about it. And I feel like if I'm enjoying it so much, if I enjoy learning about the subject, but it's also like killing me on the inside, what is the point of it? And how far can you go with something that's so devastating, and to think about it all the time? Well, funny you should say that, because today I went to go see Zone of Interest, which is a film about the Holocaust, and I cried in the adverts. I cried at the Amy Winehouse documentary. But when the film actually came on, I think I nodded off for 2 minutes, which I have no proof of, because I was there by myself, and I often snore in cinemas, so if I did fall asleep by myself, that would be really, really embarrassing. But anyway, besides the point, I did not cry at the Holocaust film that I was going to see, but I did cry at the Amy Winehouse advert. So I just thought for a second, what does that mean about me? I fell asleep. Anyway, thank you for playing with me. I will have a Dr. Pepper now.